What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Sporgan. I've been doing some thinking about maybe an upcoming character that I would like to see come into the game, especially considering the state of KOF. Now, this isn't going to fix everything in KOF. We definitely need some new content. We need content that I talked about before in my previous video, but I do think that bringing in this fighter would kind of help things as far as, satisfying some players out there, because something that Netmarble tends to do is they tend to focus on the ladies, and that's fine. We love the ladies. We love our waifus, no doubt, but it sure would be nice to see some of our popular characters show up into the game, characters like some KOF bosses. Now, currently in the game, the only KOF EX boss that we have is Rugal. Matter of fact, every EX boss that we do have is a version of Rugal, which is pretty crazy, right? This is the only EX KOF boss that we have in the game. Yes, there's other bosses from collaborations in the game, but the only EX KOF boss, the native EX KOF boss that we have, is Rugal. And I've been saying for a long time in my live streams that I would really love to see a KOF boss show up in this game. Now, we have a lot of KOF bosses in the game that are not EX fighters, like Orochi, like, the other versions of Rugal, like Ignis, like Chrysalid, and so on, right? We have other versions of them. But when it comes to the EX versions, all we have is Rugal. Now, you guys know that Rugal is my favorite. I love him to death, but come on now. We need to see some other KOF bosses show up in the game. And now, any KOF boss that would show up in this game, guys, whether it be Ginnets, who just arrived in KOF 15, whether it be Ignis, Orochi, of course, Chrysalid, Geese, like all of these would be amazing to see EX versions of them, and I would be happy with any one of them. But one I would really like to see is one that we don't have at all in the game, a character that isn't in this game whatsoever. Now, who could that be? Who could that be? Well, this guy. Now, for those of you that know who this is, you know that that is Magaki, a KOF boss from King of Fighter 11, right? A pretty cool boss, and a boss that was actually leaked to show up in King of Fighter All-Star over a couple of years ago. In fact, almost 3 years ago, he was leaked to show up in this game, but still hasn't appeared as a character in the game, which is ridiculous. Now, I mean, why would I pick Magaki? I'm picking Magaki because we have no other KOF versions of him in the game. We have Mukai, we have Rugal, we have Orochi, we have Chrysalid, we have Ignis, we have Geese, we have all of these KOF bosses, and don't get me wrong, I want to see EX versions of every single one of them, but we don't have a version at all of Magaki, right? We have nothing of this character, right? And just like I said earlier, guys, Magaki is a character that showed up in King of Fighter 11 as a KOF boss. He held the King of Fighter tournament in that game. So let's check him out. Let's watch a little bit of gameplay from this character, right? Now, this is the actual boss, right? You can see what he looks like there, right? I mean, you already know what he looks like. And this boss was actually kind of a pain in the butt back in the day for a lot of people to defeat. You can see some of his animations, guys. It's an old school game, guys. This game came out a long time ago, so pay no mind to that, right? But just think of now what they could do with the graphics now with a character like Magaki, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, he's got attacks that reach all the way around the screen. He has full animation screens. He does teleport attacks. Like he's got the projectile attack there, like all kinds of good stuff that would be pretty awesome to have in this game, right? As well as all the other King of Fighter bosses. I mean, I personally just want to see some King of Fighter bosses show up in this game. But this guy's pretty damn sick. And when you see his ultimate, guys, you'll be like, yeah, that's pretty damn nice. Like his ultimate is wild. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, that damn thing reaches everyone in the screen, and you can see how he extends his arms. He's kind of like a K49, where he can actually extend his arms, his limbs, and everything, which is also another really cool thing about this character. He's a really cool boss, and again, one that was teased for us, not really teased, but leaked for us, a few years ago, and it'd just be awesome to see a character like this show up in the game because, I mean, like I said, guys, we have no version of that character whatsoever. And again, whatever KOF boss we had in this game, I would be happy with him. It wouldn't matter which one it was. It wouldn't matter which boss we had because, I mean, again, Rugal is the only one. He's the only one. I'm not trying to rag on my boy. I love that we have Rugal, but it's pretty obvious that Netmarble shows a lot of favoritism towards this character because he knows he's a very beloved character by many players out there. But so are all these other KOF bosses. Personally, guys, I just want to see more bosses show up in this game. I want to see some more EX KOF bosses come in this game. Now, Netmarble might be waiting for them to show up in King of Fighter 15, kind of like what happened with this version of Rugal, and maybe hopefully with the next version of Guinness that we might get. But they could always create another version of Magaki or Orochi or whatever, another EX all-star version if they wanted to bring them in the game. And that's really what I would like to see, right? Some love needs to be shown to our broskies, man. I mean, I know Netmarble likes to focus on the ladies, you know, they like the big gazangas and so on, and that's all great and dandy. You know, we all love that stuff. But come on, man, we need some more broskies in the game. We need some KOF bosses in the game. Let me know down in the comments if you would like to see an EX KOF boss show up in the next banner or upcoming banners. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.